Hi, so I'll be performing the elephant toothpaste experiment. I have my hydrogen peroxide, my food coloring, dish soap, and the yeast. And first, I will be making the dish soap with hydrogen peroxide mixture along with food coloring. So I just added the dish soap, and now we'll be adding some hydrogen peroxide to it. All right, there we go. Maybe I should add some more. Okay, well, anyways. Now we're gonna add some food coloring, so it's gonna get nice and blue. Cloudy. Alrighty, so now we have this ready. So I'm just gonna pour the yeast in. We're getting there, promise. All right, so this is what it looks like now. And now I'm gonna go fill it up with hot water very quickly. All right. You could hear the noise of me mixing in the background because I was mixing in the yeast. Okay, still not completely mixed. Hold on. Mixing. Gotta get all the clumps out. It smells so bad. Okay. All right. Hopefully this works a little bit better than the first try. Okay. Gonna move some stuff over in case I'm successful. Alrighty. Now we're gonna add the yeast. Okay. All right.
Keep adding it.
Okay. That didn't do a
That's
ton.
Okay.
You're so supportive. That's okay. Well, that is our elephant toothpaste. Nice and blue. Oh my god, it smells so bad.
That's not what ours did.
I know the scenery changed a little bit, but it is a little bit darker after I'm filming, and I would like to kind of explain and go through that reaction again and kind of just like go through why that occurred. So I already explained the ingredients that we used. We used yeast, hydrogen peroxide, food coloring, and dish soap, and I guess hot water as well. But these all kind of played their own ingredient roles within the experiment. So when I was first starting off, I made the mixture with hydrogen peroxide, food coloring, and dish soap. The first thing that you could kind of notice was the cool blue color that kind of starts appearing, and that's due to the food coloring, because I used blue food coloring. And I guess that's just to probably make the color more distinct when the experiment reaction is occurring. And so then separately, I had in my bigger beaker was the yeast with the hot water. So as soon as I dumped it in, I added pretty hot water in, and I started mixing it just to get I'd say it was like a thicker liquid consistency, and with like getting the clumps out, which is why I need to be mixed a few times. I would say the foam probably started appearing and started to form about like 5 to 6 seconds in after, like that's how long it lasted, I'd say. But it was a pretty instantaneous reaction overall. The hydrogen peroxide mixture, kind of like when it came into contact first with that yeast and hot water mixture, when it was poured in quickly, it started breaking down into water and oxygen. And oxygen's a gas, so it wanted to escape the liquid. And the dish soap that I added to my reaction is what traps these gas bubbles down, which is kind of what forms that foam and allows it to bubble over, which is, I purposely used a thinner beaker as well so that it was more clear for the experiment, because I already did it one time before this, which I obviously did not show in this video. But I used it with like a styrofoam cup because I didn't know how much it would bubble over, and I did over the sink, and so I thought it'd be cooler if you could kind of see through that, which is why I chose the clear beaker and something thinner so that liquid could kind of pile over more. And so this experiment actually had an exothermic reaction, which means that not only was that foam formed physically in front of us, like you could see that reaction happen in front of you, but heat was also generated. And so, yeah, I mean, I honestly thought this was a really cool reaction. I heard from my roommates who kind of were featured in the video a little bit that they had done this before in some of their science classes as well. I never did, but that's why it was really cool for me to kind of get to experience that this time as well. And I thought it was really interesting to like have such a simple experiment with like relatively easy to acquire materials, kind of like have such like a simple premise and like easy to do lab, but it's like had like a really cool reaction that was like pretty hard to mess up, honestly. So I definitely enjoyed this experiment probably most. So thank you for assigning it.